What's up, everybody? I have been asked to do this review several times. This is a matching set of the Greek Septuagint, Volume 1, Volume 2, along with the Greek New Testament. All matching hardback editions from the 50s, printed in the 50s, that I've had for a couple of years now. And they usually sit back there on that bookshelf. And I've had several people request that I review them. And the problem is that I really don't know a ton about them. And I've told them, I really don't know a lot. I wish I could help, but well, I don't care. I just want to see a video about them. So I'm just doing a video. I'm not going to be able to answer a lot of questions because I don't know a lot about these, but I do enjoy reading from them. The little bit I get to read from them. I don't read a ton of Greek, but I am a novice student of the Greek. So, and the Greek Septuagint has really helped me kind of bridge the gap between Greek and Hebrew. So anyway, all right, so let's look at these. Obviously, they're all matching, printed by the same place. So I'm just going to kind of open this one up and show you. All right, so this edition was printed for the American Bible Society, published in Germany, okay? Stuttgart in Germany. And this is the Nestle edition. You can see they're printed in Germany. And I don't know what NS 293 is, but whatever. So this is the German set, because it's pretty cool because they're printed in Germany for Americans, for the American Bible Society in New York. So it has a German. This is an explanation of the Greek New Testament. That's what that means right there. Not that I can't read German, but I just know that there's a German section, and then there's an American section saying the exact same thing. So you have the German section, and it goes through all this stuff, and let's see, I'm gonna go to the next pages, and you're into the Latin. And then you have an English section. It's kind of cool. So now you have the English explanation of the Greek New Testament, and all of them are signed by Erwin Nestle. So you have a German, a Latin, and a Greek, and an English explanation for the Greek New Testament. And the former owner of this edition was a Presbyterian minister. So he has a lot of markings in it, which I really kind of enjoy reading some of his stuff. All right, then you get to the actual Greek New Testament. You have contents, and then you starts with Matthew, and it's just fun to read. I enjoy the challenge of reading Greek, and it just opens my eyes to a lot of really cool features of the language and things that are lost in translation. For instance, like John 3:16, the begotten Son, the monogenes, which, you're mashing two Greek words, mono and genes, and it creates a kind of a new meaning. The only genetic existent Son of God. So it's really cool to read it from the Greek, and it just small little things about the Greek that you miss in translation. So that's one reason why I love reading from the Greek. But you can see this paper is just sick. It's awesome. It is a thick, opaque paper, really a dark printing, and the text is like a 10 or 11 point font, so it's super easy to read from far away. You could have it on a stand, or you could have it in the pulpit, and you're not having to squint. Most of my Greek New Testaments, I have about 6 or 7 Greek New Testaments, and they're about half the size. They're like little hand-sized Greek New Testaments. I do have a few interlinears, but even then, the Greek, everything's so small because you're squeezing English and Greek in there. In this edition, you have wide margins for writing notes, as you see on previous pages where the previous owner had written personal notes about the text in, but it just has some dark printing with this opaque paper. It's awesome. When I saw it, I actually got this at an estate sale locally, and I was just amazed at its condition. When I found it, I was like, I've got to learn Greek now. So anyway, all right, so that's the Greek New Testament. And the Septuagint, Septuagint means 70. So that is to indicate the Old Testament, the LXX. So anyway, this is volume 1. And you can see the printing is not as dark. And this one's had some water damage, and it has some marks. The ribbons are just eat up. And I really haven't done anything to it, try to really restore it. But the water damage is really only to the gilt, the red gilting. I could probably just re-gilt it, and because the pages aren't wavy or anything, the paper's so thick that it's just amazing. Now you can notice that the Septuagint pages are a much smaller. There's a smaller text, not as dark of a print. The papers actually might not be quite as thick as the Greek New Testament, but it's still a really easy read for the text in Greek. And you have these wide margins all the way around, and it's really awesome to use. So you have volume 1, and then you have volume 2, and I'll show you the this old yellowing of the paper and stuff. These were printed in Germany. Like I said, these are all like a matching set. And anyway, so you have your Psalms. So this would be the Psalms and your wisdom literature and prophets and stuff. So it's really cool to read the Psalms from the Septuagint. I know you're going to send me a bunch of messages about the corruption of the Septuagint. Okay, all you King James only folks. I just want you to know that it's still beautiful. I think it's God's word, and I think it was used actually predating the New Testament. The Greek Septuagint was used prior to Jesus' day. So this is really historical. So anyhow, you can see again that the text is not as large and not as dark as the Greek New Testament, but there's still really opaque paper and really readable. This may be a 9-point font in this area. Here's the Proverbs. All right, so anyway, here's Samuel. All right, so that's really all I can show you on these. I really don't, like I said, I don't know a lot about them. I wish I knew more, but that's all I really can tell you at this moment. And that's kind of why I avoided doing the review. But I figured I'd go ahead and show you. I've had friends ask me. I was like, well, I'll see if I can find out more information about them. And I just haven't. But I do know they're printed in Germany in the 50s. And they are awesome. They had excellent quality paper, excellent printing on. Now, granted, the Greek New Testament is a much darker printing, bigger letters. But the Greek New Testament, the New Testament's way smaller than the Old Testament. So, anyway, you saw them. It's awesome quality, and I'm really thankful to have them. Anyway, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to the channel. I do a lot of Bible reviews, book reviews, and tutorials, and all kind of cool stuff. So if that kind of stuff interests you, then you might enjoy the channel. So anyway, thanks for watching. God bless.